Okay, everyone, welcome to the second part of the video uh, in our TDD series. So in the second part, we will jump straight into the hands-on demo where we will be implementing TDD with the rate refactor methodology with the outside in style. So let's get right to it. So before that, maybe we'll just have a brief read of the README file for um, this code base. So the application is called Jambala. Okay, I'll take a step back. Yeah. So this is a fictional bank that we're talking about here. It's called Rimau Bank. Yeah, Rimau Bank. So Rimau Bank has a banking application called Jambala that interfaces directly with the customer and allows the customer to do banking transactions, financial transactions. The objective of this is basically to demo the outside in TDD with an actual banking use case. The problem description that we're going to try to tackle is intra-bank funds transfer, where we're going to create an application that allows customer to transfer funds from her account to another account within the same bank. For this, we'll be using JUnit, Cucumber. Cucumber is a TDD framework, TDD/BDD framework that has good integration with a lot of frameworks and programming languages. So Cucumber basically makes use of this syntax or language called Gherkin, right, to write the acceptance criteria like this. This is typical Gherkin syntax. And then we'll use assertj to do the assertion of the test case, and then we'll use Keycloak for authentication and authorization, which we are externalizing, and then we'll use wiremop to do the mocking of the dependencies and the API. So the starting point of Cucumber is this thing called third-party, called a feature file, right? So you need to create a file called feature, right? Where you define the feature, basically the header like this, intra-bank fund transfer, and then the acceptance criteria. So there can be multiple acceptance criteria lah. So this is one of it. You can have more than one basically, but just for the purpose of this demo, we'll just use one. So if you just have a brief read through of the scenario, right? It says that given I am a Jambala user with these credentials and I have a valid account number like this 666 with the balance of 10,001, and my wife has a valid account number blah 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 99. When I transfer 10,000 from 66 from my account to my wife's account, then I should receive a message saying your fund transfer of 10,000 to this is successful. And my transaction history for this account number will read like below, like this. Okay, because we have transferred from this account to this account with this amount. Okay. What else do I need to cover before we start? I think, oh yeah, for the test classes itself, so we need a couple of things, right? First, we need the Cucumber Spring configuration. Yeah, just create this class where we annotate it with SpringBoot test, and we put Cucumber context configuration here. Then we need another class that will be the starting point of the integration test. We say we're going to run it with Cucumber with these options, right? Features tell the framework where to look for the features file. Plugin, there can be a lot of plugins. So this plugin is basically for reporting. And then the glue basically tells the framework where to look for the relevant classes to run the test. Okay, so go back to the third-party feature. Okay, so all of these 6 steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? How this is going to be run is we need to create in Cucumber a file called a step definition. So what a step definition is basically a class, a Java class, a Java test class, right, that maps all of these 6 conditions or steps into a concrete test implementation. Okay, so I think it's better if I can demo it lah. So to do that, okay, see all this slide bar has come out. So we say create step definition. Then we call it third-party integration step definition. Put it in the mobile number steps. Okay. Okay, there you go. Right. So that is a clear mapping. What is it? Okay. So this first step, this is the one that we implemented just now. Given I am Jambala user with this credential, right? So you have a corresponding line in the Java class, in the test class. Let's make it more verbose, right? Name, password. Okay. If you have not implemented yet, we'll just say throw new pending section. Okay. So this is the red part. Remember, red, green refactor. Okay. So this is the red part where we know we haven't implemented anything, but we just wrote the test case for it, and now we're gonna run it, even though we know it's gonna fail, obviously. But yeah, that's just part of the process lah. Okay, so let's just run it just to demo. Yeah, demo this integration test. Right, run. Okay, so you see, right, this failed, right, because it says pending exception to do implement me. We haven't implemented this yet, right? And the other 5 steps is still blue because it's not implemented yet. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now we will try to implement this. Okay, so this is the point where we start to do some thinking about the design. Yeah? We obviously do not want to write the authentication and authorization function in this application because it has to be externalized. So imagine that this is just one of the channel in the bank, right? There should be other channels that need to utilize the same sort of authentication and authorization, which means that that component has to be externalized in another service, right? Just for the sake of this demo, we're going to be using Keycloak. Okay, we can of course do a mock, right? We create mock to mock the authentication and authorization functionality, but since this is my demo, I can do whatever I want. So I decided to use Keycloak lah, basically. So let's see if Docker is running. Okay, Docker is running and we have Keycloak also. All right, it's running. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly go to Keycloak. See if it's already set up. Okay, it's set up already. Maybe I'll just share this other screen. Or no, maybe not lah. Okay. Right, but just rest assured that there is Keycloak running in background as you can see here, right? So in Keycloak, I have set the realm, right? There are 2 major things to set up in Keycloak. One is the realm. So the realm will be remote bank, and the client or the application is Jambala. Then I created a user called Anakin. I set it the password to I hate you. Okay. So in order for me to call Keycloak, I need to write Keycloak API. I need to write a REST API. Fortunately, I have one that I have written previously that I can just copy, which is this. Okay. So all that I need to do is just create a new class called Keycloak util. Okay. Fantastic. Ooh. Email bank. Okay, fine. All right. So now that we have this, we'll proceed with the code. So we'll say, okay. Okay, so we know that we're gonna need a token, right? So once we have this given, this the assertion is that this credential will yield a valid token. The valid token will be used to call the other APIs. So that token has to be at the global level, at class level token, right? So the token is yeah, we progress it in to JUnit. Password. Okay, then assert that token is not blank. Okay, great. So I think this has to be imported. Let's check this. The token is 123 of client ID. Client ID is Jambala. Okay, maybe we'll remove this now. Okay, apply. Okay, let's try to run this. See. So to run again. Fine. This PC is a bit slow. Fails. Oh no, it passed. Okay, so the out of the 6 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the first one is green already. That means it's passed. And then the second one is fail, right? Because you haven't implemented it yet. And the remaining So it says that you haven't implemented this. I have a valid account number, blah blah blah, which is this. Okay, so yeah, so we have passed the first test, which means that we have done the rate part, which is to write the failing test. We have wrote test. We have wrote the implementation, the production code for that failing test. Um, that yeah, because we are because this step is given, so it's straight away passed, right? And so the next step would be to see if we can refactor it. Well, not really lah, because this Keycloak race util is a util file that I have used in previous projects, so there's no need to refactor it. So we have completed the first cycle for the first step, red green refactor. Okay. Um, so I think that's all first for the first part of this demo. So what we have seen is we have seen how we can use Cucumber to define the acceptance test, right? And how we were able to map the steps, right? Or one of the steps to a concrete test implementation like this. And then we start to run the red-green refactor cycle, which we have done, and we have got this as a result, right? So we can also see the report. The report, I think, somewhere here. Okay, Cucumber HTML report. Okay, can we open it here? Oh, hang. Oh, no, it's not. Uh, okay, lah, maybe we'll see this report in the next video. Okay. All right. So until then, stay safe and take care. Bye bye.